Television is incredibly good at its job. It engages without demanding too much. It's like a small treat, harmless in moderation, but potentially harmful when consumed in excess. And I bet everyone watching this video is guilty of overindulging. I certainly am. I've spent entire days watching seasons of my favourite shows, stayed up far too late, and even sacrificed my sleep and school grades to keep up with the weekly disaster that was Game of Thrones Season 8. Television functions as a false reality, offering an escape from the true reality within the comforts or discomforts of your own home. These false realities can act as mirrors, reflecting back at us, and the shows we choose to watch can have a deep, visceral impact on who we are. And television can, as Jane Schoenbrun puts it in their latest film, I Saw the TV Glow, feel more like real life than real life. The film is a major work of horror and queer cinema, the visual aesthetic being drowned in this neon pink, and it's creative in its use of recreating the look of a cult-followed 90s classic teenage program, alongside its haunting lo-fi soundtrack. It has its status as a future cult classic pretty much guaranteed, and I love how it wears its influences proudly on its sleeve, from Buffy the Vampire Slayer to Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks The Return. I Saw the TV Glow follows Owen, a timid and vulnerable kid who forms a bond with Maddie, an older girl who, though equally vulnerable, hides behind a hardened exterior. Maddie introduces Owen to a television show called The Pink Opaque, which becomes the core of their friendship. Much of the dramatic weight in this film is how they use this television show to abstractly try and navigate what they feel is wrong with them. Which brings me to the point that I Saw the TV Glow is primarily and undoubtedly a film about identity and transitioning, and it's a film that has helped me as a cis man to gain a new enlightenment into the trans world. This alone makes it a piece of art that I am thankful for. To try and downplay the clear trans allegory in this film is to do it an injustice. But of course that's not all the film is about, for it is one of the most multi-layered films to have come out all year. I Saw the TV Glow also fascinates me with its postmodernist expressions of hyper-reality, a media theory proposed by the French philosopher Baudrillard. To make it simple and brief, this theory expresses concerns about how, through art and content, false realities are created, and we spend so much time within these false realities that the lines between them and the real world start to blur. Something I find quite brilliant about I Saw the TV Glow is how it applies this theory. The Pink Opaque is a TV show within the film about two girls who are linked through psychic powers, and although they rarely meet, they use their connection to help beat monsters of the week sent by the big bad Mr. Melancholy, who lives on the moon and looks suspiciously like the moon from A Trip to the Moon, and has one of my favourite villain designs in recent years. I mean, what a fantastic job at body horror this film does. There's a scene in the film where Owen is rewatching and recounting to us the cliffhanger ending to the show's season 5, where it was cancelled before its season 6 premiere. Tara and Isabel in the show have both been captured by Mr. Melancholy, who has taken their hearts and stored them in a refrigerator whilst the two girls have been buried alive. The most striking image of this terrifying sequence in the film is this, where Mr. Melancholy holds up a snow globe and tells Isabel that she's going to love the Midnight Realm and that it's a great prison. Within this snow globe is Owen, as a kid trapped in the snow globe's midnight realm, getting sucked into the pink neon glow of the television set. And then Owen again, behind them the colours of the transgender flag, and they're still trapped. I Saw the TV Glow begs the question of which reality these characters are existing within. If true reality is reality as it is, the world existing independently of human perception, then this reality is increasingly hard to gain access to because of how we all view our reality filtered through the media we consume. I Saw the TV Glow isn't the first film to explore this idea of hyperreality. Perhaps most famously, The Matrix explored this at the turn of the century. However, whilst The Matrix might present hyperreality as a literal digital simulation designed to subjugate humanity, Jane Schoenbrun's film takes a more personal approach. In I Saw the TV Glow, hyperreality is not imposed externally but emerges internally as the characters' identities and perceptions are gradually shaped and realized by the media they consume, particularly through the pink opaque. This makes the exploration of hyperreality more intimate and personal, showing how media can influence our understanding of who we are. Both films, however, are very important trans allegories and explore how hyperrealities can both oppress and liberate queer feelings. But ultimately, I Saw the TV Glow uses hyperreality not just to blur the lines between fiction and reality, but to delve into the complex interplay between identity, media, and self-perception, challenging us to consider how deeply our realities are shaped by the screens we watch. For the most part in I Saw the TV Glow, it's never really clear which reality is the true reality. Maddie goes missing about halfway through the film, and just after that the show gets cancelled. Nearly a decade later, she comes back and explains to Owen that she's been to the pink opaque after paying someone to bury her alive. This liberates her as she's able to accept her identity and who she is by going on her own odyssey to the pink opaque. She returns to find Owen, who's been living their life burying the feelings of their true identity deep inside. She offers to take Owen back to the pink opaque with her. Maddie claims to be Tara from the show, and it's implied heavily that Owen is actually Isabel throughout the film. So Owen faces a choice, the same choice they faced years ago, the first time Maddie disappeared. Do they take the leap, go with Maddie and wake up as Isabel, be who they truly are and embrace a more fulfilling and exciting life? Unfortunately, Owen, like all those years ago, rejects Maddie's proposal to escape their life and their true identity, even after realizing Maddie is telling the truth and in a moment of crisis putting their head through the television set to try and escape from the Midnight Realm. Owen still feels too scared and is too repressed to take the leap with Maddie. There's also something specifically masculine about the way Owen rejects Maddie this second time around, by tackling her to the ground and running away across the football field. It's an act of complete and utter denial to who they truly are. After this, Owen never sees Maddie again and spends the rest of their life continuing to repress their feelings of true identity. Even after Owen's father dies, they remain in the suburban home, a symbol of this repression. In American suburbia, where houses and driveways are copy and pasted up the streets and neighbours always seem a little too cheery, the nightmare that has always creeped in has been the fear of the unknown, and to Owen, their identity is unknown and the suburbs are all they have ever known. It's a bit up in the air and up to interpretation. The lines between these realities are very blurred, but I do believe the pink opaque was real and Maddie was telling Owen the truth. But Owen spends the rest of their life questioning deep down whether or not Maddie could have possibly been telling the truth, and deep down they know she was. Owen spends the rest of their life withering away, never confronting their true identity. At one point, well into their adulthood, they try to watch the TV show again, and it's not the same. It feels cheap, it's not scary, and its themes aren't resonant. The show was the core of their friendship with Maddie, and that's been long gone by this point. Through Maddie, Owen was more in touch with their identity as a closeted queer person, but now Maddie's gone and they're watching the show via a streaming service rather than the left behind VHS tapes. And so that magic and that attachment has faded. They now view the show through the lens of a repressed identity. Owen's asthma and breathing difficulties gradually get worse as the years go by, and supposedly the longer Isabel remains buried alive and suffocating. Their false reality and sense of self is slowly killing them. Owen becomes almost a warning to people facing similar feelings of gender dysphoria and ties to the film's central message of there is still time. Don't grow old repressing your true self to the point where you no longer have the willpower to look inside and accept who you truly are. Towards the end of the film, Owen has a complete breakdown at his job during a kid's birthday party, as they face probably a true realization of where they've gone wrong all their life. The horror genre typically depicts a fear of powerlessness, where characters have no control over the nightmare they find themselves in and are trapped at the mercy of another party. I Saw the TV Glow flips this, and the horror in this film is baked in having control but not bringing yourself to take action. After Owen's breakdown, they take a box cutter and cut open their chest. There's no blood, just a weird television-like glow coming from where their heart should be. confirming all along that Maddie was right, and Owen's really Isabel, and they've been trapped in the Midnight Realm all this time, and their heart is stuck in an industrial refrigerator. It's a really abrupt and regretful ending that has kept me feeling a sense of despair since I first finished watching the film a couple of weeks ago. As I continue to think about I Saw the TV Glow, I'm confronted with a world where reality is fractured, constantly refereed by screens and media, and Jane Schoenbrun invites us to question our own immersion in these fractured realities. The film's ending leaves us with an unsettling truth. There's an endless void of TV static, and in that void we must realize there is nothing behind the television set. But reading the response to this film has been a blast. There is so much to unpack, layers and layers to peel back, but perhaps what inspires me most about I Saw the TV Glow is how it proves once again that voices such as Jane Schoenbrun's are so vital for the film industry. I have read reviews of people detailing their experiences with the movie and how it's helped them to realize their true self, to begin their own transition and realize there is still time for them. It's a beautiful sight to see. I can completely understand if you don't quite gel with the movie's aesthetic and the body horror, but you can't ignore the impact that I Saw the TV Glow is already having. This, to me, so far anyways, is the best film of the year, and I can't wait to see what Jane Schoenbrun does next. But thank you for watching another video of mine, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, goodbye.